The year is 1816, and Congress had made the decision to charter the second bank of the United States. The state of Maryland sued the bank for reasons which we will not discuss. And the case eventually made it to the Supreme Court, which questioned the constitutionality of such an action by Congress to charter a bank.
As you already know, there are two ways of looking at the Constitution, strictly and liberally. The strict constructionists, led by Thomas Jefferson, believed that the Constitution should be followed very literally, and that Congress be limited by this document's expressed powers, or its specific wording. On the other side, which was led by Alexander Hamilton at the time, it was argued that the Constitution was meant to serve only as an outline of the laws, to be interpreted as needed. So what does all of this have to do with McCulloch versus Maryland? Well, it goes like this. After Congress created the country's second national bank, Maryland sued it, and when finally brought before the Supreme Court, it was debated whether Congress acted unconstitutionally, being that it is not explicitly stated Congress has a right to establish its own bank, or whether Congress acted lawfully under the necessary and proper clause, which stated that Congress may make all laws for which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers. This basically means that Congress may do what is necessary and proper to keep the nation running. A major issue that was brought up is where the line is drawn when it comes to necessary and proper. What is considered necessary after all? Well, to Justice John Marshall, this meant to give Congress the power to do what is useful or convenient in order to run the country, rather than to serve as a limitation. With a unanimous agreement, all 7 judges serving at the time favored the arguments presented by Alexander Hamilton and the liberal constructionists. It is a constitution we are expounding, he stated, not a legal code. In other words, the Constitution's purpose is to serve only as framework of the laws passed by Congress.
Even though the decision was in favor of the liberal constructionist interpretation of the Constitution, there were still many criticisms asserted by the state's writers, as opposition is known. Many considered this decision to be a broad and dangerous assertion for both Congress and the court. As long-standing result of the case, the Congress now mostly runs by a policy of judicial activism, in which powers to which it is granted are majorly implied powers which are not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution. I'm Alan Hunt, reporting from the bubble.